So we asked these three rock stars to join us on stage today because they're doing some incredible things on social media. I want to introduce Sarah Lewis from our Tewksbury office, Alicia Begg from our Falmouth office, and Dan Capra from our Chelmsford office. So thank you for being with us. So if you can, we'll start with Dan. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how long you've been in real estate.
Well, I started at the Drake office in 2014, and then I switched over to the Chelmsford office in 17. So I'm on the J McHugh team. Been at it for 10 years, next 10.
Awesome. Love it. Alicia?
Is this on?
Yes.
Let's see. My name's Alicia Bagg, and this is actually a second career for me. I was in the printing industry, retired, traveled the world, traveled the country, had a great life. And then I got married. Don't ask me what I was thinking. But I had to get out of the house. My husband was not my favorite job. So I decided to get my real estate license. And I've been at it now for almost 5 years. It'll be 5 years coming in May. Love it.
Sarah.
I've been in real estate since 2016. I really like to think I started my career in 2014 because I bought my first multifamily property and really kind of became a real estate agent at that point to be my own property manager and everything. But that's what got me into it, and I never looked back.
Awesome. Well, you all are inspiring for me too, so I love watching what you're putting out there on social media, and I appreciate the time and effort you guys put into it. Dan, at what point did you begin using social media as a primary way to grow your business?
Well, Jay was the one, as Tom was talking about the snowboard story, Jay was the one that pushed me over the edge, and it was a really embarrassing video. So it started at that point, and then, I tried to plan the video for the next week and was overthinking it, was stumbling over my words, and then, I'm going to pick a house, I'm going to go through it like I would with my buyer and do a live and post it and not even think about it.
Can we share that now? I think we have.
What, the embarrassing one?
Yeah, not that specific video, but not to put you on the spot or anything. But we do have an example to show all of you some of the magic that Dan's been sharing. So while they're doing that, I mean, you must feel differently doing them now. I mean, there must have been a shift in your confidence the more videos that you've been putting out.
Once I just started getting into the routine of doing it, this is my thing once a week. Pick a house, do the who, what, when, where, and that kind of guided me to build that confidence. Just go out and do the video.
How do you pick the house?
It's usually the ease of it,
Okay.
and good location. It has to be a deal. There's been a handful of times that I'd schedule the house, I'd get there, see it wasn't very great, and I'd still hop on the live and say, hey guys, I don't have a deal. All right, this is a better one because this is newer.
Okay. Press play.
Yep, that was one of the ones I screwed up, so I make it authentic. I had to redo it.
Hey everybody, happy Friday, FAQ Friday. Wanted to switch this over to my phone, not my Bluetooth. It's a little better on the audio. Anyway, today's question is, will this house pass home inspection? This is a question I get quite a bit when walking through a property. And if we want to put it into plain terms, every house wouldn't pass a home inspection. A home inspection is simply just to figure out what's working in a house, what's not working in a house, what has to be fixed, what doesn't have to be fixed. And in most cases, when people have this for one of their contingencies when buying a property, it allows them to negotiate.
Yeah, so that I actually just added that. So FAQ Friday, just try to do a frequently asked question for my clients, whether it's buyer or a seller. Just 10x in activity, as
That's awesome.
Grant Cardone would say if you guys follow Grant. But that was
Anytime you get asked a question, that's content for.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then, obviously today was a nice kick in the butt that, I have to be on there more, not just twice a week. So
I love it.
take it to another level.
That's right. Awesome. Alicia, what about you? At what point did you begin using social media to grow your business?
Well, I started doing it consistently about four or 5 months ago. I actually do an ad spend behind my videos. Right now, I'm actually I'm doing through play as opposed to when I first started. I was putting an ad spend just to get reach because I wanted my business to grow. My why, everybody has to have one, right? I want to retire my husband. I want to travel. I want to retire him. And I figured the best way for me to do that is to make more money than he does. So he can feel like he can slow down a little bit. He's a nurse practitioner. Anyway, I wanted to be known. And I figured if you want to be known, you have to be seen, you have to be heard. So now I post, thank you very much, by the way. I post socially every single day on Facebook and Instagram. And then I do 2 videos a week and put an ad spend behind them for 2 weeks. So I'm consistently running 8 videos. Now you might think that it's expensive. It really isn't. I've spent since the end of November about $600. And my through plays right now are running right around 600. So that's 600 people in a 15-mile radius of me that are watching my videos for at least 15 seconds. So I haven't converted those to listings yet, but I'm confident. The cool thing is that I go into the grocery store and people will say, "You're a realtor, aren't you?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
Oh, that's awesome.
And it's because they've seen me. They've actually, excuse me, people who know my husband have sent him my videos and said, "Look what I saw on Facebook." So if you want to be known, you have to be seen and you have to be heard. So that's my goal.
It's brand recognition.
Yep.
So excellent. I love
Yep.
it. Can we play Alicia's video? One of her.
Will your home pass the test? Can you sell your home for top dollar right now? Or do you need to do a few things to make sure you get the highest amount for your investment? Hi, this is Alicia Bagg with LAER Realty Partners. Let's take the quiz to see if your home passes to sell for the top dollar test. Here we go. When you walk up to the house, does it have curb appeal? Fresh landscaping, maybe a bit of bark mulch, some fresh flowers, plants or trees, new trim and door paint, or possibly even a new paint job. You need to hire someone who cares more about getting you top dollar than possibly hurting your feelings by suggesting what you should do. Have you done the 3 Ds? Decluttered, depersonalized, and deep cleaned, and I mean real deep cleaning. Baseboards, scuff marks, cleaned up the landscape, changed out old light bulbs, and so much more.
That's awesome. That's really professional. I love it. That's very impressive. You should be proud of yourself. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
I'm so impressed. Sarah Lewis, at what point did you begin using social media as a means to grow your business?
I kind of fall into that millennial category. So I've been using it since day one, and it paid off since day one. I actually, I'm going to pick on you, Erica. There's a girl in this room who is a LAER agent that reached out to me one day very early on in my real estate career and said, "Hey, I'm thinking about buying a home, can we chat?" I went, got coffee with her, did my whole buyer presentation, and at the very end of it, the question that had been bugging me the entire time is I said, "Erica, I have to ask you, how did you find me?" And she said, "Well, I wanted a real estate agent, so I Googled real estate agents, and you were the only one with a video. So I felt like I knew who you were. I knew your personality, and I kind of felt comfortable with you already knowing who you were before I even got to meet with you." And that sealed the deal for me. Erica since got her real estate license and then joined LAER. So I'm so happy that she's here and is a friend now and found me on social media.
Amazing. Yeah, I love that. I share that story quite often myself because I think it's so inspirational. What social media platforms are you guys using, Dan?
Well, it's Facebook Live primarily, but I'm starting to get into the Instagram Reels a little bit more too. And then sharing the Facebook videos, I'll download it to my laptop and then I'll post it on YouTube and then share it to LinkedIn.
Okay. Awesome.
So those
Alicia?
are probably the main ones.
Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. So I take everything first, post it on Facebook and Instagram, and then I upload it to YouTube for repurposing so I can point people to a channel.
That's super wise. I think a lot of agents, I see a lot of agents uploading their content directly to the social media platforms, but overlooking YouTube. And I think YouTube is one of those platforms that are so important not to overlook because it's the #2 search engine in the world, only second to Google. So housing your content there is super wise. Sarah.
Yeah, Facebook and Instagram primarily, but thanks to Algorithms, I am forcing myself to use LinkedIn again, and then YouTube as a backup.
Love it. Can we show Sarah's reel?
Their journey, and I'm here for moral support today. We're going to do the final walkthrough and then the closing, and then I have a couple surprises for them, so let's take a look. Okay, this is a little silly. I've never done this before, but I have a bow.
Thank you, Sarah.
A bow, and I'm going to put it on the house. I think Kyle and Michelle have earned it because they put up with all my filming. Okay, so you get to watch me struggle with this thing.
The bow's from Amazon. That was totally Sarah Lyman's idea.
I'm happy. I love it, even though I can see those neighbors over there leaving for work, and they're like, congratulations, Kyle and Michelle, on your closing day. I'm so happy for you, and I wish you so many beautiful, wonderful memories here as you make Hudson your home. We just finished Kyle and Michelle's walkthrough, and everything looks great, so we're headed to closing, but I'm actually going to give you the key now.
Thank you.
Congratulations, guys. Thanks, Sarah.
Big day.
Yeah. Today is Kyle and Michelle's closing day.
That was awesome.
So what you didn't see was a complete start to finish of the transaction where Sarah had started discussing and sharing her feelings and thoughts about the initial buyer consultation, all the way through the showings, the accepted offer, the home inspection, the appraisal, the final, so you really took your viewers through a complete journey of what it was like to buy a home, and you got a testimonial as a result in that.
Yeah, that was scary. I had no idea how that transaction was going to go. I really lucked out with it because day one after the buyer consultation, I immediately posted a video and was just like, hey, thanks guys for meeting with me. Her sister saw it on my Instagram, told her about it. Then she texted me and said, oh my God, saw your video. And I was like, was that okay? She was okay with it. So I kept going and just did every part of the transaction. Luckily, they went under contract on the second house I showed them. So it was like a very nice, quick series. It could have dragged out for years. So that was a lucky one, but just.
Well, you had a bump in the transaction though, too, which you honestly talked about. There was an appraisal issue.
Appraisal issue. So it was real life. I mean, I can't make that up. So I think, as Tom Ferry said, just be your true self. I addressed there was an issue with the appraisal and here's how we're handling it. And I think you just have to be honest, and that helps other buyers because that's a big question, right? What's going to happen with appraisals? So I send people now, that video's on YouTube, the whole string of their entire transaction. Every time I meet with a new buyer, go watch Kyle and Michelle's video. Only have like 4 subscribers, but
you'll get there. You will get there 100%. What types of content do you share? Do you, and this is for, I guess, ultimately you say on Facebook, you have 2 different pages. But say on your professional page, let's talk professional page first. Do you share just professional content or do you provide a mix of personal, some humor? What do you share?
Well, I kind of broke the rule with the business page. I don't really use it. So all my content goes to my personal page.
Okay.
So that's business and personal.
Okay.
So it's like going to a golf course, going to the beach. I do the dog pictures every once in a while.
I think if you're not using a professional page, you should shut it down. I would even go that far because what people, if they go there and they don't see any content, so if you want to house all your content on your personal page, that's where, and that's awesome. But just keep that consistent then. Yeah. And I know you do share yoga. You're a yoga guy.
Too, yeah.
Awesome. All right. Alicia, what about you?
Primarily personal on personal, business on business. But I do like that real estate humor. So I do post a lot of that stuff on my business page. But I do keep the business page strictly so I can put the ad spend behind it because you need a business page to do so. So, yeah.
Awesome. Interesting. I find what Tom said today very impactful in regards to he puts himself all out there. Yeah. He doesn't really have any rules about, business on business. And and personal on personal. I found that very interesting. And so I love that. Sarah, what about you?
I was keeping it pretty separate, but I've started to integrate more personal into my business page. I think for all those reasons, just letting people see all of you, the real you. They'll find a way to connect with you because their brain wants to find a way to connect with you. So you have to give it to them. And it's been working. Like I did during COVID, I did a coping with COVID series, and it was just all about like literally how to not lose your mind during COVID. Had nothing to do with real estate. But I think it helped people see, like, I'm out here with my kids trying to answer emails, but they're home all the time. And, how am I coping with that? So I think people related.
I think relatability is such a huge thing for real estate agents, which is why, you'll start to see a shift in some of the content that I create for you. I know that it is very real estate focused, but I would love to start incorporating and will start incorporating some fun into the mix and some editable pieces that will help you make some pretty cool posts. So, all right. What type of real estate content are you sharing that is getting the most reactions? Is it polls? Is it market updates? Are they videos? Dan?
I would only have to say that Wednesday video just because I've been doing it since 17. So 6 years. It's kind of something like I've had the same followers. So I would say, ranging from anywhere per week, 3 to, I've had some go up over 2,000 on a Facebook Live.
Oh my gosh.
On 5,000 followers because you can get maxed out. So that's where I get my most interaction.
Well, I could see where you would be okay with just your personal page with 5,000 followers. Yeah, that's awesome. Alicia?
What was the question again?
What type of real estate content do you get the most reaction from? Polls, videos, market updates?
I don't do a lot of polls. So mostly it's the videos. I try and just focus on buyer, seller, and general content like inspections. And I think that sample that you showed, that was probably my highest performing video. So it's the one where I think it was the second video I ever did.
Okay.
But I felt a lot more comfortable and I was a lot more me. And I think people saw that. And so that one, I think it was over 150,000 views on that one. So
when you did your first video, were you that person that was at the edge, like Tom described?
So we were talking about this earlier. Nobody likes to do video. I can't say nobody. Some people do. But just like most, you're fearful. You think you're too old, you're too young, you're too skinny, you're too fat, you're too, I have too many wrinkles. I don't like the way I look. I don't like the way I sound. But whoever you're talking to out there, that's who they see. So get over yourself and just be you. And then I was talking to some girls during lunch. One of the things that really, really helped me get over doing video was video texting. So I do at least 10 a day, every day. It takes me 10 minutes. I video text my database. I video text people that I see are having birthdays on Facebook. I video text other agents. I video text my, friends in Nashville or Florida or whatever. But you're there. It's so easy to do. It takes a minute and you get comfortable being in front of the camera and just videotaping yourself and becoming your more authentic self. So real simple.
How many of you have received a video text and remember it? Right? It's something that it's different, right? It's something that sticks in your mind. I got a video text for my birthday one year and I just felt like so much more heartfelt. I loved it. It was awesome. So
one thing I have to say is one of my first video texts ever, and I don't know if she'll remember this, but I received a gift from Stacy. And I opened it and I showed her and I said, look what just came in the mail.
Oh my gosh.
So that was one of my first. And I was so nervous. I'm like, what if she thinks I'm nuts?
See, it's that same mindset. Oh, geez.
But just get over yourself.
It is true.
Yep.
It's not you, it's new. And that same voice, the voice that you hear on your recording is different than the voice you hear of yourself in your head, right? We can all relate to that. And that's the case. But the voice that is on the recording is what people hear when they hear you. So it's not you and you're having that feeling, it's that it's new. And you want to learn to be gentle with yourself about that. Don't judge yourself because you might feel silly for not taking the leap into getting into video. But you'll feel so much better about yourself once you do. Like the LAER, the previews that I do for the month, the upcoming events happening in the month. The first time I did one, I had hives on my neck. Like I was a wreck. And then I'm thinking, I am literally sitting in a room by myself in front of a computer. What does this, who cares? And so now it's not a big deal to me, but it is true. Once you get through that hump, I would recommend giving yourself a break and not judging yourself for those feelings, but definitely embracing the growth mindset and the uncomfortable feelings that you have with it and just diving in, because the more videos you do, the more comfortable for sure that you'll be. Sarah.
I think my best trending video was just something about crazy offer deadlines. It was like I booked a showing. The showing was at 3 p.m. I get a text from the listing agent, offer deadline 7 p.m. tonight. And I was just like, what? So I literally was on my way to the showing. I stopped, I parked my car, and I just went on Instagram and I'm like, great, this just happened. I have to do this. I'm not even gonna get home in time before I can write this offer. And I was like, kind of pissed. That video, it was like weeks ago, but it's still my top likes every day on Instagram.
It's relatable.
It's just like, this is the real life crap we're going through. I feel like people love the hilarity, but also frustration of it. Got a lot of haters, but like Tom Ferry said, engagement, I'll take it all day.
Yeah, engagement's huge. Definitely respond to all of your comments, even those that upset you or you feel are a little unnerving. What's the saying? When they go low, we go high, or something like that. Just sort of like, yeah. So how did you overcome your fear of self-doubt, or your overall your self-doubt? And I know you were telling me backstage, share that if you would, and then any other, anything else you did to overcome any self-doubt about putting yourself there out on social media.
Yeah, it was the pushing, like when you got pushed down the mountain on the snowboard. That was probably the best way. It's very cliche to say, but you just do it and just keep doing it. Because like you said, it's who they see on the screen is who they see in person. So nothing's going to change. Just get out and do the video.
It does it like releases a veil. It takes the veil that existed between the consumer and yourself on social media. It gets lifted with video. You put so much more of a personal touch on yourself, and you remove any hesitance I would think that most people would have to reach out, which is why Erica reached out to you, Sarah. You remove that veil.
And then everyone, when you bump into them in person, they always bring it up too. So it's like, people are watching.
Yes.
That's a good thing.
Yes.
I have
Alicia.
a 5-year-old. Oh, sorry.
No, I already said basically it was the same thing. Just do it. I will say this though, if I get into video mode, I get one done and I feel like, oh, awesome, I can do it again. And so I'll like do 8 videos. And I mean, my videos are kind of like what you see. I do send them off for editing, and they're, I'd say on average, like 8-10 minutes long. So there are blooper reels in there, but just do it. And once you get going, it's just so much fun. You put yourself into it, and it's just get over yourself and just do it.
It is empowering.
Yep.
Sarah.
I was going to say, yeah, you saw me backstage. I have a 5-year-old, so if anybody's familiar with the Shake Your Sillies Out song, I literally just, okay, I'm good.
Awesome. So, I mean, you're all doing video, and you all must have had that, the edge of the cliff feeling. Would you all agree, though, that you're feeling much more confident now doing video the more that you've done it, because you just said, hey, I'm doing it?
Yep. It's routine now.
Yeah. Are any of you out in the audience hesitant to put yourself out on video because you're just concerned about how you look, or maybe don't feel that you'll sound right, you don't like the way, so you just push it off, you just don't do it? I mean, I'm sure at some point we can all relate to that feeling, right? So again, from our panel, the word of encouragement is to just do it, as they say at Nike. But you as well too, Alicia, you said you're feeling more confident.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, the video texting alone.
Microphone.
Oh, sorry. The video texting alone. I do it every single day without fail. It's what I do first thing in the morning after I take my shower. Yeah, because I don't want to look that bad. But it literally it's 10 seconds, and I'd never even mention real estate. I don't say, hey, you know, I saw a house you might like. I just said, hey, thinking about you. It's been a while since we've talked. And I go through my database every single month. So I just pick 10 and 10 and 10, and I get the best responses back. I get, hey, you know what? We're coming down next weekend. Would you like to get together? Fantastic, you know? But if you do the video text, once you get over doing that, you're golden. It's just becomes so much easier, and it's tons of fun. So, yep.
Sarah.
I was just going to say, all the people that raise their hand that they're scared to do videos, maybe it's the lighting, but you guys are beautiful. So don't be afraid to get on that camera.
Yep.
I mean,
Yep.
A room full of beauties. That's what I say.
yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Absolutely.
Okay, literally, I do message, I do video, I reverse the screen, and I say hi. Yep, that's it. And it sits right on my computer. Every once in a while, I've got a tripod. I'll put it on the tripod, but mostly it's just right there in my computer. And I literally, my Isaac database is right there, and I cut and paste, sent video text, boom, done. And that's how I go through my database. Yep.
I have a tripod from Amazon with a light. It also has a clicker to start. And then I'm editing everything in InShot.
Get ready to talk about that because that's one of my next questions. So do you write, one of the questions I have for those doing lengthier videos, do you write your own scripts or do you wing it, Dan?
Well, the only way, well, the deal of the week is kind of lengthy depending on the house, but
Yeah.
typically there's shorter videos and I wing everything. I mean, I'll get the idea in my head, like, all right, we're at this address, this is the price, this is the features, kind of, you know, just the basic stuff. And then as I'm walking through the house, it's just whatever comes to my head.
Okay. Yeah, there's freedom in that because I feel like you probably wouldn't get caught up.
Right.
Because you're not using a script to.
And then the FAQ Friday one that you just saw, I got to plan that a little more because I'm trying to keep that under 30 seconds
Okay.
or a minute, whatever the case
Yeah.
is.
Awesome. Alicia.
So mine's a mix. Video texting, obviously, no script. I do a market update every month. That I generally do on Zoom, and I share my screen. And then for that sample that we saw, that is definitely scripted. I use Big View for my teleprompter, and I also use that for closed captioning. So, but that is scripted, yeah.
Nice. Sarah.
No script, one and done. The more times I film myself, the worse I get. So you guys saw me and Renee up here. That's already posted. So that was just off the cuff. I don't like to think about it too much.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I do appreciate that. So my next question then is, what tools and apps are you guys using to make for a better social media experience overall? They could be apps, they could be hardcore tools, anything. Nothing. You are a man on the go. That's yeah.
Yeah, it's all live.
That's all
And
right.
then, like I said, I download it to my laptop and then just blast it on everything else that I have.
All right.
I have a plethora. I have a green screen, a tripod, ring lights, microphone. I use my computer in Big View as my teleprompter and closed captioning. I do some video editing in Canva, and I use QR code generator for my QR codes, and sometimes Canva for QR codes. Yeah.
Sarah.
Like I said, I do InShot. That's to edit the videos, slow them down, speed them up, clip some of the clips together, edit them, and voiceover. You can do that with InShot. I use Canva for wraps so that I can format the video to look good, whether it's in the grid view on Instagram or if it's in the whole phone reel view on Instagram, and also give them a wrap so that they are kind of branded, because I do a lot of the stories that follow, and they overlap. So I want to have a wrap so people know which story they're following. For captions, I just use the Facebook Meta Suite, and then for scheduling, I do the Facebook Meta, and now LinkedIn has scheduling feature, but it's pretty basic.
So it's easy to get off track with social media. I feel like it's such, you can go down a rabbit hole in social media. You can have the best intents to build your business, sitting down with your tea or your latte, as I like to, in the morning with all best intentions to build your business. And then you're down this rabbit hole of shopping and whatever. So what disciplines, if any, do you follow to make sure that you are interacting and being very mindful with your time on social media?
I'd say on Facebook, I think the most important one is the birthdays. So my notifications, I'll make sure, like first thing in the morning, I'll do my birthdays and then kind of wing it throughout the day. But I know for a fact I'm doing my deal of the week Wednesday and then the FAQ Friday. And then if I can sprinkle different things in throughout the week, just kind of spontaneous.
Nice. Good. Okay. Alicia?
I can go so quickly down that rabbit hole. It's not even funny. I use Pomodoro. So anyone know what the Pomodoro is? No?
Mm-mm.
Really?
Oh, please tell us.
Oh, I shall share. It's a great time management tool. So I calendar out my day. I have habitual routines because consistency is key. I found out if you're not consistent, something will get in the way. A Pomodoro, if I'm sitting down, say doing video or doing script writing, it's 25 minutes, one task, focus on, do not disturb on phone, and then a 5-minute break. So that's one session. You do that 4 times, get 2 hours. It's amazing what you will get done. And that's one full Pomodoro. So that's what I use to keep on track. And I'm very consistent with that.
I love that. Is it free or?
Oh, yeah. Pomodoro?
Yeah.
Let's see, 25 minutes. Yep, that's free.
Okay.
And then 5 minutes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep, that's free too. I actually use, there's an app on, I use my watch is set up in 25-minute and 5-minute increments. And then there's an app that's free called Flow. And that's actually a full Pomodoro. So it gives you 25 minutes, it will ding. Then it's 5 minutes, it will ding.
Oh, I
And
get it.
then-
All right.
So that's one full Pomodoro. So it's basically 2 hours.
Okay. Sarah?
Every Monday, I sit down and I take the LAER emails that we get for social media marketing, and I go through and I schedule all those. Every Tuesday, I have a time block for filming for one of my businesses. So real estate happens to be every other Tuesday, but go in and just record content and then the post it that day. So I have Monday I'm posting, Tuesday I'm posting, and then a lot of the stuff is just off the cuff as it happens because I feel much more authentic as I'm doing that. So that's not really a scheduled thing. That's just as something comes up in life that I think is ridiculous or silly that I want to share.
All right. And who are you guys following, reading, listening to, following that is inspiration to you? And does their content and help provide you with inspiration to stay more consistent with your social media?
I started listening to podcasts recently. I started listening to Ed Milet, Grant Cardone.
Mm-hmm.
Who else? Bradley. I don't know. Does everyone know these people are?
Yeah, Grant Cardone. Yeah.
Those are like the top 3 that I listen to.
And Brandley?
Bradley.
Oh, okay.
Brad, L-E-A.
Oh, okay. Yep. Okay. Awesome.
Just kind of, you're consistent.
Nice.
Good content too.
Good. Alicia?
I don't really follow anybody for the social media aspect of it, but there's quite a few people that I do follow for mindset because that's key to anything that I do. Gap in the Gain, so Ben Hardy, Tony Robbins, I love Tony Robbins, Dean Graziosi, Grant Cardone, just to name a few.
Nice. Thank you, Sarah.
That are in this room. Sarah Lyman, Bridget Diorio, Erica Pezente. Those are some inspiration for me. Hannah, the property geek. I think she's out of Minnesota, don't you know? And she's such a nerd, but she's so awesome with her content. So yeah, just some people off of Instagram.
Awesome. Any funny stories or impactful stories, either way, that you want to share about your content?
You saw my blooper on the video they just showed.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, that for if you guys want to follow me on Facebook, the first video I ever posted, not good. I still posted anyway, but
I think I always say that's super empowering, though, knowing, that there's stutters, there's mix-ups, there's mess-ups, but you still post it. And I think more people relate to that than your actual message.
wrong address, wrong town.
That's awesome. Way to make an impact, right?
Yeah.
No, done for you, Alicia?
The rookie mistake. I recorded a whole video without actually pressing the. Yeah. So that was a waste of 15 minutes that I couldn't get back. No, I mean, no, just.
Well, you include some of your bloopers in your videos.
Never get rid of your videos. Never.
Yeah.
Just keep them. Because even if you take the first one to the 20th one, and you can see how you've changed or improved or how much more relaxed you got. And I definitely have some blooper reels, but those right now are for my eyes only. So not sharing.
All right. Sarah?
I just did a segment with CMG Loans. You can see it's pinned to the top of my Instagram, and Bridget was there. One of the lenders, as I was filming with him, we were talking about how people don't have 9-to-5 jobs anymore. So I was like, oh well, yeah, well, like old generations, like your generation. And then as soon as I said it, and the camera was on, so their videographer recorded that whole segment, and I just called the lender old. He forgave me, I think, but
I thought the video was great, so.
because you didn't see the bloopers.
I didn't see that part. No, I didn't see that part.
Sorry.
Any advice for agents who are struggling and on the fence about just taking the dive and the leap and getting into social media, videos and all that?
Just do it. I mean, I think that's the common kind of consensus.
Mantra.
Yeah, for real. And just remember that feeling of being uncomfortable means you're growing. And the great thing, the graphic today from Tom was he called it, the J curve? I love that. I mean, that's everything. It says everything really about growth and even expectations. You expect to just keep going straight up, but that's not ever how it is. So anyway, thank you all for joining us. You are an inspiration to me and to everybody.